family, friends, and survivors. Well, I got to thinking the other day, about a month ago, about Y2K. And in the year 2000, how all of the issues that were supposed to happen or could happen all the way down to the microchip level because of the date rollover. And a lot of the major issues were fixed, but the prognosticators said that the grid's going to go down. Now, the grid would have gone down, but they really jumped on it and worked really hard, and a few things failed. But the lights didn't go out like everybody thought. So lots of people went out and bought generators and were prepping and buying supplies. And so you're looking at right now the only thing that Carol and I did to prepare for Y2K. That was it. I saw this lantern, and this is late 1999. So it's at least 19 and a half years old, probably closer to 20 years old. Also don't know how long it sat on the shelf, but it's had fuel in it for 19 years. And I bought this model because this model can burn unleaded gas as well. So it's white gas or unleaded gas. And of course I put white gas in it. And I put gas in it once, put new mantles on it, lit it, made sure it would work, and that was it. And we never used it. And of course I know you're not supposed to burn them indoors because of the carbon monoxide, etc. And then I've had this one for many, many years, and I don't know how long that one's had. Probably the last time we took the youth group sledding up at the ski park in the middle of the night, and that's been over 20 years. So I had that hanging on a pole so they could see going down the hill. Since it's been a long time, it's been over 20 years, but I know for a fact that this one, we've only put fuel in it once. And I wondered, see, this is your dual fuel. I wondered if it was going to work. It's been sitting here ready to go, but how long can you store white gas in a Coleman lantern? Well, let's find out. Well, I dusted it off a little bit, but there's an awful lot of dust inside. And I turned the knob and I could hear it gurgle, so it still actually had pressure in it from 19 years ago. So I've already pumped it about 10 times. So that seems like it's pumped up. And of course we don't want a major fire. I can't get this thing to light, that's why it took so many times. The lantern lit right up. So that's some really, really old gas. That's pretty impressive, I think. Been sitting in there 19 years. You would think it would gum up by now. Smells clean. So I guess there you have it. You can store white gas in a Coleman lantern for 19 and a half years. That's pretty impressive. I wonder if the other one will work. Well, let's see about this one. Oh yeah, it's still got pressure in it. How in the world? Can you believe that? Some of the real old ones have leather cups. This one's probably neoprene, but it could be an old leather one. Oh, this one smells really old. Who knows? It wants to.
I can smell it all the way up here.
There we go. Well, I have to say that that's, I don't know, maybe 24 years I put fuel in that. 23 years ago. There you have it. Now, I don't recommend storing fuel in these things. In fact, I recommend emptying them when you're not using them, because even white gas has stuff in it that's eventually going to turn to shellac and coat all the little parts and the little jet and little needle valve and all that's going to have all kinds of trouble, but that's pretty impressive. Yep, that's pretty amazing. Well, I had one more thought. I have an 1860 Colt replica 6-shooter. And I think I made a video somewhere about 4 years ago. And I shot it 5 times, cleaned it, loaded it, and put it in the bottom of the gun cabinet. So will a black powder pistol shoot if it's been loaded for 4 years? Maybe that would be a good one to try. These old hurricane lamps just keep running and running. Anybody's guess how old this one is. But this is the main one we used to use for light before we went off grid. And it's 100+ years and running fine. And we have lots of oil lamps. And it seems like the old lamps, now this was colored scented oil anyway, so you could see it's dark. But even if you get odor-free oil in a lamp, if it sits enough years, it can kind of burn your eyes a little bit. And for a long, long time, we heated this room at Thanksgiving. We would just light all those lamps, and it heats the room just fine. And as long as it doesn't bother you, the odor, you can heat a room with kerosene pretty good. But I certainly prefer solar panels and LED lighting, to tell you the truth. So all this stuff is probably going to sit for a whole lot more years. Maybe we could do a 40-year review. Nah, I probably won't be here. Now, I got this tripod at the Goodwill. Paid $4.99 for it. But I couldn't hook anything to it because it had a part missing. I had another cheap tripod that would hold a cell phone. So I asked Dad the other day if he could take a piece of that English walnut and make me an adapter. I have to admit, he's pretty handy. And so maybe I'll upgrade the videos a little bit and they'll be a little bit less shaky. Well, been raining all day, and the sun came out just for a little bit, and life is good.